Awesome. Okay, so I see 3 people. We'll get into it. I think that everything's hopefully working. If it starts to not work, somebody let me know, okay? So welcome Bianca, Brandy, whoever else is here. I see a bunch of people on, but again, as to be timely, I won't say hello to everyone, but hello to anyone who is on with us now, and then also people who are going to be catching the replay, okay? So we have a lot of things to cover today. Where do I want to start with you guys? So if there's anything that you guys have coming up that you have questions about, please feel free to write that in the comments now, that I can address that either if it's something that is something I'm going to go over, hi Haley, today, or that I like, you know, it's I can work it through the content, or I can make sure to answer that at the end if you have individual questions, okay? So what we're going to just come back to, if you are somebody who you were either here on one of the previous days, or you maybe haven't caught things and you're somehow catching just this video. Basically what we've covered up until this point is we have covered how to position yourself at a unique intersection, so creating something that's different than what people are doing. Next is to make sure that you are providing a solution to a problem, and the more that the problem is causing someone pain, the quicker that they're going to want that solution, which means the more that they're generally going to want to buy what it is that you're offering. And then on top of that, we have that you want to know where your client is hanging out, because you can start to do market research and see what they're asking for, so you know if what you're going to provide is generally viable, meaning that you can actually make money on it. And then also starting to get into the mindset of what your ideal client is experiencing, meaning you really want to know what is going on in her life that she wants that solution for, okay? So for example, you know, I have a 30-year-old stay-at-home mom. She feels like she wants independence. Her husband goes out, he works a 9-to-5 job, and she feels like she's not valued as much as he is, but she really feels this drive to want to make something of her own. And so she desires to create financial security for herself instead of relying on her husband. And her problem is that she feels not financially secure. So a solution for her would be helping her to create a system where she can make money from home. Maybe that is something that she's able to work around the kids. Okay. So not your traditional schedule. Okay. So that's just an example. And then even then, to drill down into what that person is experiencing. Maybe she's experiencing also disconnection in her relationship because of this, feeling not valued. Maybe it's something that's agitating childhood wounds as well. Like, you really want to like try on that person's shoes to get inside their head. Okay. So that's in summary and recap what we have covered so far. Why these things are important is because you should be creating these. You should know this before you create whatever you're going to create. Point blank. If you go and you create something that you feel you want to create, there is a high chance that you might just be creating something for you. Okay? Which might mean that nobody will buy it. Okay? Which, if it's coaching, if it's a course, if it's some other combination of something. Okay? If you don't know that you're solving a solution, and you don't know who your person is that you're marketing to, and then how to position yourself differently, you really shouldn't create anything yet. This is the trap that a lot of entrepreneurs fall into, that are online entrepreneurs, is they will create something just because they feel passionate about something, and it's because it's something that they've wanted to do, and so it's not solving a problem. And then what happens is you have to backtrack. So I've done this. I can literally say this from experience. I have to backtrack and then figure out, how am I speaking to a pain point? So then you have to redirect your product that way. Do it on the forefront. Don't do it on the aftermath, okay? Because it makes it twice as hard. So like, for example, crystal healing certification course. I could just say, hey, I have a crystal healing certification course, right? And I mostly created it because it was something that was helping me, and I figured out my flow and how I wanted to teach that. However, if I want to now on the, back end, essentially, position this in a way that is sellable to a problem, now I have to create my messaging around somebody who wants to quit their 9-to-5, who wants to have a crystal healing business, and then that makes it a more sellable product, because I'm selling you a solution to, you don't want to work your 9-to-5 anymore, you want to do a holistic healing art instead. Okay, so do you see how that's a little bit different versus me creating it? I could have gone the route of doing that up front and saying, this is a solution to this specific problem, versus here's just a thing that's a novelty thing and it's not all that sellable, but when I make it a solution, it's very sellable. Okay, so just to recap that. Now, what we are going to talk about today is messaging, okay? So now that you know what your intersection is, generally you've leaned towards joy and the things that you want to combine to make something. You don't know what that is yet, okay? These are the things that you need to have these things in place to be able to create an offer, okay? So you have your unique intersection, say it's crystals and yoga teaching, right? You want to marry these two things. These are the two things that bring you the most joy, okay? And now you know who your client is and you know what solution you're going to provide. Now you're going to have to start talking about this, okay? In some way, shape, or form, you're going to have to start talking about this, okay? And so this is what you're going to do. You're going to start putting writing, copy, something out there so that you start to attract people who have that problem and they see you have a solution. You got to show up somehow, okay? So what you're going to probably do, because it is the world that we work in, is you're going to figure out what social media platforms you want to be on, okay? So how do you do that? Well, you go back to the drawing board and you figure out where your ideal client is hanging out, okay? So this is very important. It goes back to what we said yesterday, okay? Your client might be on Facebook, they might be on Instagram, they might be on YouTube, they might be on none of those, they might be on LinkedIn, they might be, so you have to kind of figure out, that is the smartest bet of where to put what you have to say, okay? You really should know where they are hanging out, and you should put the messages that you have to say out there to that, in that area, okay? So you also want to speak directly to the problem that your client has with your messaging. So you always want to come and reframe back to that thing, okay? And all this will be in your workbook for you. So, for example, if I am a crystal healer who is also a marketing expert who wants to solve a specific problem of financial security, and my ideal client is 30-year-old women, and I want to teach them to attract money with a proven system of crystal energy attraction, okay? Which again, say I'm a crystal healer, okay? That's my skill, I've trained. And I'm also a marketing expert. That was what my background was in, right? This is literally me, but also this is a riff I could have taken if I wanted to, okay? So real life scenario. But I specifically want to use crystals to help women solve the problem of financial security because they, let's say they have created a business and the business is not making them the money they want to, okay? There's a pain point. So now I have to make some talking points. And what you really want to do is extract like 5 talking points of things that you're going to break down into content, okay? So every month what I do is I will decide what topic I want to talk about. So basically I use one of my intersections and I say, okay, I'm gonna create content on this. And I'll come up with these 5 specific points. And then I break them down into literally just like, I break them down from that. So for example, number 1, I'll go through these and then I'll show you how I could break them down into usable content, okay? So number 1, why you should use crystals for this specific problem. So benefits of crystals. Why crystals are the best possible tool for this problem, okay? Second talking point, specific crystals for money attraction. Third talking point, why you aren't successful in your business right now. Your energy is all over the place. So crystals help us harness energy in. Number 4, how to manifest your business goals using crystals. Number 5, why you'll never reach your goals without crystals in your life, okay? You might say a lot of those are similar, but now I can break them down into social media content and then put that content exactly where my potential clients are. So for me, a lot of it is Instagram. However, Facebook tends to be pretty good because my demographic doesn't spend many hours on Instagram. They spend quick amounts of time on Instagram. So if I don't grab them, it's lost in the noise, okay? So number 1, why should you use crystals for this specific problem? Benefits, why crystals are the best possible tool. So the way that I might break this down is I might say I'm going to do a series on the 7 best crystals for making money. Boom. Now I have 7 posts, okay? And then I do a video. So I might do a video and I might do 7 posts going through each one of these 7 crystals that is the best for attracting money, okay? And then I can keep breaking that down further. So like, why should you use crystals for this specific problem? So then I do an informational graphic, an infographic we call them, that says why crystals are the most effective for people with businesses or something, okay? I'm, again, just riffing, but these are some examples. And then number 2, specific crystals for money attraction. Again, I already broke down these 7, so maybe then I do one that's a combined picture of all 7 of those crystals, and then it says something like plus in money or something like that. I can just keep breaking these down into social media posts. Why you aren't successful in your business now, and talking about their energy is all over the place. So I could literally say how you're losing energy in your day and literally break that down. I could say you are flipping between too many things. You're trying to multitask, and multitasking is actually not effective. You're losing energy. You're losing steam because you're literally losing energy by not following through on things in your life. So if you're out of integrity and you're, saying things that you will do and you don't follow through, it's like punching holes in a bag and water's leaking out all over the place. So I can literally break down why their energy is all over the place, make 10 posts out of that, and why they aren't successful right now. Top reasons you're not successful right now. Boom, 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 boom. So let me know if this is resonating with you guys, if you're starting to understand how to put yourself out there now. Still, you don't have an offer yet. That's okay. So just give me some comments and let me know that this is resonating with you guys, that you're with me, okay? Before we move on to our next. Such great ideas. Yep. So thank you. Feel free, whoever, to use some of these ideas. But really, the goal here is to extract as much that is on within alignment to your pain point, to your solution that you're going to provide. You don't really want to exercise any of the stuff that's outside of that, okay? So it's going to make your client base feel like they don't understand what it is that you actually do, okay? Which I have done a bajillion times over, so I should know. I hope that you guys can learn from my experiences and be more effective, which is why I'm telling you this now. And somebody should have told me, but I didn't have that person, so now I'm here to be that for you guys, okay? So this is how you're going to keep your audience with you. This is how they are going to understand that you have a solution for their problem because you're speaking directly to it. And I wrote in the guide, and I want you guys to really take this nugget in. If you are speaking to everybody, it's landing with nobody, okay? So that's why I'm saying you guys need to know who it is that you want to work with. Genuinely, you want to work with this person, your ideal client, and what problem they have, because then you can put information out there that speaks exactly to them. If you are just talking to everybody out there, you're like, hey, I have a crystal healing course, it's really great, you should be a part of it. It's not landing with anybody, okay? It has to be positioned well, okay? Does that resonate with you guys? Is that a good nugget for you guys? Does that resonate with you guys? Okay, just give me some love if you're like, oh, wow, that's good. Because many people, especially in this spiritual world, will just speak to anybody, because like, let's face it, we're like, the world needs to wake up. So everyone's my potential client, and everyone's not your potential client. And if you think that everybody is your potential client, you're really not landing with anybody at all. And that's why you're not going to make sales. Okay. So when you put what you put out there, it has to speak to somebody that knows you have the solution to their specific problem. That's how selling works. Okay. So awesome. Definitely going to be using all of these ideas. Awesome. Okay. So, you break down these contents for more social media. And then the second thing I want you guys to ask yourself, before you put anything out, into the world, social media posts, Instagram posts, Facebook Live, whatever, I want you to ask yourself, why should they care? Okay. Not like, why is this important to me? Okay. Why do they care? Do they care? Do they actually care? Is this information that they actually care about? And you want to go back to your ideal client avatar. And okay, so example. So you just turned 30. This is my post example. Okay. So the reason that you want to do this is because, again, you're double checking. Am I speaking to somebody that this is going to land with? Okay. So why should they care? If they don't, and you're just creating it for you, they don't care, and it's not good content. So chuck it out. Okay. So for example, and so, sometimes we do this, like, we speak to more general things, but in your beginning of your business, you really can't afford to be doing that. Just saying. It's not wise, and it's not suggested. I can afford to be a little bit lax with my content, but I shouldn't be still nonetheless. I can afford the occasional informational post that is more general, but then I will go and speak to my ideal client avatar. And guys, I'm telling you, people pay big bucks to learn this stuff. I have paid experts to tell me this, to then reframe everything that I do around this. Okay. So this is like next level, upper level things that if you start a business off of this, you will be wildly successful, and you will be astounded at how easy it actually is. Okay. So this is like, come back to this as you go along. Be a next level past this, be 3 levels past this, come back to this. Okay. So, you want to speak to your client, and it should answer the question, why should they care? Okay. So for example, this is a post example that I wrote with the example I gave you guys. So you just turned 30 and you decided your corporate job is not your passion anymore. You're looking for direction, but no, you want to start a business because you want freedom to travel, time for a relationship, and to set yourself up someday to have a family, right? So I'm speaking to, in this, my ideal client avatar is the 30-something who doesn't have kids yet, but she wants to have kids, okay? So before I was speaking to the mom, now I'm speaking to this, okay? So I just, again, this is an example, but very similar ideal client avatar, okay? So I would want to generally focus on one or the other, okay? Because that messaging ends up being very different. Mom who has kids, and then 30-something who doesn't have kids, okay? Nonetheless, so you want to start a business because you want the freedom to travel, time for a relationship, and to set yourself up someday to have a family. Did you know crystals can not only help you get clear, but magnetize your soul purpose, your truest path, and attract it directly to you? Do you see where that is speaking directly to a person, saying, this is why you should care. You should care because you want freedom to travel, time for a relationship, and to set yourself up for having a family someday, okay? Let me know if you guys are with me on that, so like you understand. I mean, I'm literally speaking exactly to her. This could be a literal social media post that the image shows you those 7 crystals that are the best for business building, okay? And I could use this as a caption. So let me know that you guys are like, oh, okay, this is making sense. Now I'm starting to see how I need to show up, okay? So again, going back to that principle, if you are speaking to nobody, if you're speaking to everybody, it's landing with nobody, okay? You can now like decide, what is it, how is it that you want to deliver your content? Again, if you're offering your content, your messaging, you're going to pick where your person is online, okay? So, but you also do want to think, when you think about where you want to show up online, I do want to mention that if it feels not enjoyable for you to show up in a specific place online, you probably won't. Okay. So this is something that I experienced really early on in my business, where I was showing up in so many different places online. Like I had Facebook group, and I have Instagram, and I had YouTube, and I had literally just so many. Right now, those are my only 3. Okay. So point is that I was showing up too many places, and I couldn't be consistent. And no matter what you're doing as far as social media goes, all of the algorithms value consistency. So if you feel like there's a certain platform that you just don't even resonate with, I wouldn't suggest showing up there, even if you feel like your audience does, okay? Because you're not going to be consistent, and you won't be able to hold yourself accountable to that consistency. Like, you know, I have certain types of, like, Facebook is not my favorite place to be. I don't use it as one of my consistent places. I just simply don't, because I don't really want to show up in Facebook all that consistently. I actually more use it for these groups. That's just the way that I like, okay? And so even though my ideal client is very much on Facebook, I just don't really like showing up there, and I can't really say I do it all that consistently, okay? That's me being brutally honest with you guys, okay? So where is your person showing up, but also where can you account for yourself to show up consistently? And if something feels icky, you're probably not going to want to do it. So think differently, okay? What else? We are getting right through it today, okay? So then what I want to talk to you guys about is, so you know your unique intersection, you know who your client is, you know the solution you want to provide them, you know your 5 general talking points that you're going to break down into social media content. You have answered, why should my ideal client avatar care? And you make sure you reframe that to all of your content. You have decided what social media you are going to, I call it the vehicle, what vehicle you're going to take to deliver said content. Pick 3 max. Honestly, I would honestly suggest being really, really freaking consistent on 1, okay? But 3 max, because you cannot show up consistently on more than 3 platforms. At that point, if you're doing that, you have somebody else who's helping you, or you have ads that are simply running on one of those platforms, period, okay? Or like a lot of people, they're just reworking their content. So like I would have posts that I'd make, and then my virtual assistant would recreate that and post it on Facebook. So it looks like different content, but it's actually not. It's just I have somebody that can rework it for me, okay? So really, I would say pick 1 platform that you can show up on really consistently, but 3 at the max, okay? So now you get to decide, before you've even crafted your offer, okay, whatever you're gonna wanna create, you get to decide, how do I want to be seen by my ideal clients? Do I want to, you want to create some sort of a lead type generator. That's not the normal terminology that people use, but nonetheless, you want to do something for them that is a free offer, okay? That's how you're going to start putting what you do out into the world, even if you don't know what that offer is that you're going to make yet. What you can start to think about is creating an online challenge. So a lot of time people do 5-day challenges, creating a webinar, creating a masterclass or a live, creating an online free course, creating a free guide, creating a free workbook, creating a free ebook, creating a free coaching session, or like a 15-minute coaching session or a 15-minute healing session, some sort of a free one-on-one distance situation, or a free mini healing session. And the goal is to convert these people to paying clients, okay? This takes your lead, your client, from cold to warm, okay? Which means that they're more likely to want what it is that you have to sell, because now they've had personal contact with you, and they have a know, like, and trust factor, okay? So this is your what you create to have that relationship start, okay? Generally, because of the way that things are now, if you can show up by doing some sort of, they have a conversation with you. So some of these ones like lives, webinars, master classes, even if you have an ebook that has a video in it, the quicker that somebody can actually like get to know you, the better. Okay. So some of the other kind of colder ones are guides, workbooks, and ebooks, and these kind of things. Now, you might be very, very nervous to show up online visually at first, okay? So if you are somebody who has that learning curve or like lack of confidence, this is where you want to reach out to somebody like me who will walk you step by step in that process so that people can actually get a good feel for you and that you have somebody to help you with that learning curve of like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this live. I'm really freaking nervous about it, and so on. Okay. But generally the more contact you can have with a person, the better. Okay. So free coaching session, even better. Free mini healing session, even better. And again, what you're going to do is your messaging that has a focus on the problem and the solution that you're bringing. This is what you would want to also make sure these things are in alignment with. Okay. So for example, if I wanted to run an online challenge, and going back to what I had said previously, this 30-something woman who, wants to quit her 9-to-5. She's 30 and she's like, I'm just done with this corporate world. It's killing me. An online challenge for her would be something like quit your 9-to-5 and bring your, I would say something more like how to quit your 9-to-5 and 5 days start building your business foundation effectively, or something like that, using crystals. Or even, you don't even have to say using crystals, because you can actually make crystals the framework of what you're doing, and they might not know. It's like, I always say that I like to sneak in the medicine, like I'm going to give you the sugar, but I'm going to sneak in the medicine. Like for me, everything, the medicine that I give is the karmic work. You think you just have a problem with your relationship. You think you just have a problem with your money. Guess what it actually is? It's karma. You think you're just an empath. Guess what it is? It's karma. Okay, so I am like a sneak in the medicine. Okay, sometimes you have to do that, and you can position yourself that way. That's how I like to do it. So your online challenge can actually, you don't even necessarily need to say anything about crystals. You need to be able to sneak the medicine in though, somehow. Okay, so that's just an example. You want that pain point to then translate to whatever it is that you're going to create to attract your audience, okay? What you're generally working off of when you start your business is organic traffic, which means these are people that have already seen you somehow. They are your friends, they are your family, they are people you've requested from groups, they are people who you paid for a program, they're in the groups there. They're somehow in your realm already. It's organic. You've attracted them just via your messaging, and it aligns with them, or you already have them in your sphere, okay? And in the beginning of your business, you will have good success with this first, okay? You will have good success with this first because there's a high chance that these people already know, like, and trust you, okay? That's really, really good. Eventually that will dry up, okay? I'm just going to be blunt with you guys. Eventually that will dry up, and you will need to attract people in a different way, which requires you to basically get a little bit smarter and up-level your business. But you guys are really in a great position to market what it is that you have to offer to your organic market, which is a warmer market anyway, okay? I have to create Facebook ads to pay for a cold audience and vet people, which means out of my Facebook ads, the amount of people that I can actually sell to is very low percentage, and I'm paying. So I'm leveraging a lot more. I'm waging a lot more to actually gain that audience. So just know that, I know you guys feel a lot of fear, and you're thinking to yourself like, I can't do this. This is really hard. You actually have a huge leg up right now. You just don't realize you do. Okay. You really probably can milk your organic audience and get them interested in what you're doing for a good 2 years. If you're smart with it and you know how to sell. Now, you don't know how to sell, and you know, I can teach you those tactics as well on how to do that. But generally, if you start doing some of this stuff, people will start asking questions. So if you go at doing this alone, you're really gonna want to make sure that your messaging, what you're putting out there, is highly strategic, so that it's also got, I'm just gonna give you that, guys, this too, a call to action, asking for something. Okay, so that's another nugget I'll give you guys to think about. So your content, generally you want to end it in a call to action, which means like, do you feel this way too? Comment below, and so on. Okay, because then you can see who's a little bit warmer versus who's not a little bit. Okay, so that's just another thing you guys are going to want to start paying attention to. But your organic audience is like just the best gift. You guys just don't realize that you're in that. When you exhaust your organic market, then you got to start being a smarter businesswoman or man. Okay, it's just the way it is. And sometimes that's a 2-year mark. Sometimes that's a 3-year mark. Sometimes you're able to create unique tactics where you're able to do it for a little bit longer. I got really smart and was able to do it for a little bit longer. But once you hit that mark and you're like, yeah, I need to attract more people, then you're looking at ads. Like I run Instagram ads all the time. I run engagement ads all the time. It's just the world that I live in now. Okay. So I want to just put that out there. And if you're like, I'm so scared to start a business, I'm worried about what people think, know that your best chances of starting your business are actually now. Okay, like I know you're worried, but you have a higher likelihood of making a good sale off an organic market for your first 2 years, and it becomes harder and more challenging the longer that you stay in your industry. Okay, so some of you guys might be relieved to like, oh my God, I'm really stressed, but actually like, oh yeah, I do have quite an organic market here. I do have all of my friends that follow me. I do have all of my family. And this is why, I hate to say this, this is why people, I think they find it alluring to get into an MLM, multi-level marketing company, because they usually push it to their organic market first, which is their friends, their family. The problem is that the tactic that they do it with is really, it's not providing content base. It's not providing a solution. It's essentially saying, hey, I have this item. You don't really need it. I'm not really speaking to a pain point, but you're my brother, sister, mother, child, human, goat, I don't know, that, just because I know you, you should buy it. That's not a really great way to go about selling. It's a lot better to actually have a solution to someone's problem. But know that your organic market is still your organic market. And that's what people find alluring about an MLM, is that they feel like they can do it because they're like, well, I could sell like 5 bottles of this to my sister right now. She'll buy it just because I'm her sister. That doesn't mean you should sell it to your sister. So anyways, that's a side tangent, but this is the rut that people get into. And then what happens is with their MLM, they will get discouraged usually within the first year because they've exhausted all of their leads, because every best friend has bought a bottle of whatever from them, and every all their parents and their spouse's parents and everybody, they've exhausted everything, and they exhaust it very, very quickly because it relies on bulk to actually make them that money versus a few strategic clients. Okay, so you always want to think too that so if your goal is, let me know if this is, you guys see people that do this all the time. This is not like, can anybody raise their hands and say, you know what, nobody's ever pitched some sort of multi-level marketing type of offer to me before? Because your sister and your brother and your dad and your mom and oh my gosh, I remember one time when my parents were in it and they were trying to like get me to sign up under them. I'm like, I don't want to sell that. No, pass. Thanks, mom and dad. Everybody has somebody like that. I just don't think that it's never felt like somebody that's in alignment. It's not in alignment with me. So why am I going to do it when there's the other factor of I have to sell a mass amount of things in bulk. I'm going to exhaust my organic audience so quickly. Not only am I going to exhaust them, I'm going to freaking piss them off. They're going to be pissed off. They're not even going to like me anymore. I'm like, I don't even want to see my sister anymore because she's always asking me to buy this shampoo. Like, nobody wants to hang out with my sister anymore. That's not true. My sister doesn't sell shampoo. She's really cool. But you get the idea, okay? So now you also have, because you're creating something that is a solution to somebody's problem, you also have the ability to sell it at a higher amount. So again, somebody that's in an MLM who's selling a bottle of oil for $20, it's going to take them a lot more bulk to get to anywhere that's going to be profitable, okay? For you, and you're saying, okay, like your goal is 5K, I think I actually mapped it out a little bit just for some ideas for you guys. You could have 2 sales of $2,500, okay? You'd have to be pretty ballsy, okay? I'm just gonna put that out there, to charge that off the bat. And I would gather that many of you, like, you could raise your hand if you're like, Jen, I can't do that. I don't believe in myself enough to do that. Like, if I put you on a sales call with Sally, who's told me she wants this solution, I just referred her right to you. Are you going to be able to sell her into a $2,500 package? Like, answer, like, in the comments. I bet most of you would be like, that is terrifying. Why would I do that? Okay. And you wouldn't know the right things to say, because that actually takes a methodology of selling. And most of you guys are very fresh with selling. There's no harm in that. This is not generally an innate thing that, like, people just know how to do. Generally, those people that have had success with this right off the cuff are really damn passionate about what they do, and that passion overrides the fear and the objections of their audience, which means that their audience could simply say no, and they're just gonna be like, okay, moving on to the next, and they don't take it personally. That was me, and the guy right off the cuff, I was like, I'm not gonna take it personally. I've worked through my shit. I'm good. Okay, if you can't pay me this, that's fine. Okay. Now, this was also after I had experienced yoga teaching and hustling. And I was like, I can't do that anymore. I got to bring it online because I'm burnt out. But it would be surprising if a lot of you guys were like, I'm just going to go sell 2 packages of $2,500. That would feel really comfortable for me. Is anybody comfortable with that? Okay. You can comment. Okay. Now, you could also create, I would highly suggest this because you're going to not be as leery to jump into business, some sort of offer that is like $449 or $549 or $349, okay? Does that feel like something that you guys could, like, actually ask for your expertise? Comment and let me know, because that's kind of in your beginning walk. Generally what I've found, and I've coached business for, a long time, but it's something that I've always done in the background. I've never just put it out there very forwardly, because basically what happens for me is that I have a lot of people that come to me for training, for learning their skill, and then they get to this point. So I train them in the background simply just because it's where I can support my clients, okay? But I actually had that as a pillar in my business for a long time before I decided that it just wasn't what I wanted to focus on at the time. I really liked my karma, and that's just where I wanted to go with things, okay? So nonetheless, so awesome. Okay, yes, I would feel comfortable with anything up to $500. Exactly, a lot more realistic. Generally, what I've seen is that if you push somebody into high ticket right off the cuff, they are going to get very discouraged, right? Because you have that resistance factor. That resistance is going to come up, and you're going to actually experience it on your call. You might get somebody on a sales call, and you might experience the resistance on a call, and you can feel the discouraged, because your client's always going to get that. They're always going to be discouraged a little bit when they're about to make a choice. And so if you get discouraged with them, you have no chance really of making that sale. It's very, very frustrating, and then it causes a lot of people to quit, unfortunately. Now, if you start at a reasonable number in the 500, give or take 0 to 500 range, I would hope that you guys would be above $200 for whatever it is that you're offering. But you generally want to be in that $200 to $500 range. I would say a little bit higher than 500, like 549 is a good, nice number for whatever it is that your offer is. because you're going to get compensated for what you do. And you're also going to have that, you're going to have confidence. You're going to start to experience what it feels like to make your win. And when you experience your first sales, it's going to be a really magical time. You're going to be like, I'm going to swear, holy shit, oh my God, I just did it. I freaking did it. Like you're going to like be like, oh my God, this is actually great. Oh my God, this is not actually that scary. So the quicker that I can actually get you guys to that point, the better off you're going to be, because you're going to be like, oh, I can do it. Oh my God, I have confidence. Oh my God, my offer is great. Oh my God, it's viable. Oh my God, I actually know what path I want to take those people on. This is so freaking good. And you're going to keep working off of that. And when you use that vibe, you're going to like make those sales, what it's going to take to get you to that 5K. So you want to put yourself in a place where you feel comfortable at that number, because you're going to make your sales. And when you get your first sales, then you got the momentum. And now you're just like, oh yeah, this feels so good. I'm doing it. I'm finally doing my business. Like I remember one summer when I went on vacation and I was in New York City and I was conducting sales calls in the morning and then going out and hanging out at night. And I was like, this is the freaking shit. Like, this is the best feeling. Like, I went on vacation. I had my sales calls, which I have a blast in. I love them. I love talking to people. And I made $2,000, and now I can go out and just relax with the rest of my night. And I did it like every day for like the weekend that I was there. And I was like, this is the best. Okay. And that feeling will keep your momentum. You guys need your first win so that you have that confidence. If you can't do it at $2,000, $2,500, you have to be at a number that you feel comfortable requesting and you're going to feel confident in. And when you get that first win, then you're going to be like, oh. And if you want to up your price after you get your first win and you want to play that game, like there's been times where early on I was like, well, I wonder if I could actually charge, what if I tacked on $100 for a specific guide that I could make really quick? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay. That was a solution to their problem too. You can start to challenge yourself, but you need to start building that confidence. Okay. So positioning yourself within that 200, I would say even 200 is low. So 249 to like 549 range is going to be where your sweet spot is, because you're not going to feel, as worried about it. Okay. So you want to build the momentum there. What you're going to see in the industry is you're going to see, you guys, I know that you guys have seen this. You will see Facebook ads. You will see ads on YouTube for high ticket sales. Okay? Raise your hand if you've ever seen this. Okay? Every major coach out there is trying to gear people towards high ticket sales. Okay? The reason that they're trying to gear people towards high ticket sales is because, well, they can charge more for their program to teach you how to create high ticket sales. And so they're selling their program at $10,000 and teaching you how to make $15,000 in your high ticket offer. Okay. You're not charging $15,000. You're probably still only charging $5,000, but you're going to pay that coach. So that coach you're paying is actually making more quicker. And here's the really terrible thing, guys. And I'm telling you point blank, because I've been in these programs. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. You see the ads on YouTube. You see the people in the Facebook groups. You see the ads on Facebook that say, here's why you should do high ticket. And here's why I'm telling you, you're not ready for it. Okay? You're not ready for it because you don't have the win yet. High ticket, learning how to sell high ticket is for people who are making a steady 5K a month at least. Okay? Period. Do not go and spend that on a program if you are starting out. But those coaches will accept you into that program. If you're willing to pay, nobody's going to turn down money. But here's the worst part. And I've done those programs, and I had to sign on to those programs to realize this. Those coaches that are charging high ticket for their program, teaching you to charge high ticket, which you're not ready for because you don't have any confidence to go out and sell, and it's going to require you to sell. They won't teach you how to conduct a sales call, which makes me furious, okay? Because you need to be able to sell still, and you need to be able to handle objections. But two, that person who's selling that program, you will never see them. You will see them inside of a group, and you will never have contact. So I'm paying you $10,000 to never have a call with you, to never have a one-on-one call with you, to never see you physically and you communicate with me. what? Okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? I don't want to see you guys get duped and think that you're going to go, I mean, I don't want to name drop, but if you want to know the names of the coaches, I can put them in the comments, okay? I'm not here to bash other coaches. They have great sales models. It's great for them. I do not think it's in alignment for anybody to make it look like you're going to be working hand in hand with a coach and for that coach to not show up in a Facebook group or just show up in a Facebook group and not have any contact with you. I simply feel like that is misleading people, and I don't think it's very healthy. So nonetheless, this is the reason why you guys can't just go to high ticket. You can't go and buy one of those programs because you are going to be sorely disappointed when you have no contact with the coach, which means that what you signed up for is for somebody to show you the holes in your business. You're not quite there yet, and they won't because they don't show up, okay? And then the other thing is they won't teach you how to conduct a sales call, okay? So you are very not there yet in your business, and this is why you need your first wins first, okay? Which is why I'm saying here's the foundation that you guys need in order to make your first 5K. You need to know your client. You need to know your messaging. You need to know what problem you're solving. You know, these are things that you need in place, and that's before you ever create an offer, okay? You're positioning yourself, you're messaging, and you're providing a solution before you ever even create an offer. Now, when you go to create an offer, you want to say, what is the journey that I want to take my person on? I mean, I'm literally saving you guys $3,000 right now in this program. I'm teaching you everything that I paid $3,000 to learn that I got duped and already knew, okay? So just to save you guys the headache of that, okay? So I'm expediting the process for you guys massively, okay? So when you go to create your offer, you want to think, what journey do I want to now take my person on? And you start to chunk it out from there. And then you say, how do I want to facilitate this? And you say, do I want a one-on-one? Do I want a course? Do I want a group program? Okay? And Bianca's like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought at least one one-on-one call. No, most of the time, no. The higher ticket, the more that you pay, the less you will actually see the brand personality show up, if at all, okay? Personal experience, okay? So nonetheless, so where do I want to bring you guys to? I want to bring you guys to that you can put yourself out there now, and you have something to offer that is unique. You just have to think about it, and you actually can solve a problem. And if you price what you're doing at a right place, you can make that within a month very easily. So a $449 offer takes 11 sales, which means that essentially I could conduct a group program. All I need is 11 people from my organic audience to make my first 5K. Does that sound like something you guys can do? So let me know in the comments if you're like, oh my God, actually this does not seem that unattainable. The only thing is that you guys are experiencing your own objections, which is basically fear, which is basically like we talked about yesterday, resistance, and you're ready to grow. So if you can push past that and you can do these things that I'm telling you, you already have a massive leg up. And again, working with that organic audience, you have a massive leg up, okay? So let me know. Okay, good. I'm glad that this is resonating with you guys. If I can save you guys time, money, and stress, I will, okay? So that's my goal, okay? I don't want anybody to feel like they can't have a business or it just wants to pull their hair out all the time. That's not fun, okay? Bells are going off in my brain with so many ideas. Awesome. Brandy says, it really does sound attainable. Awesome. That's what I want you guys to come out of this with. Like, holy crap, Jen fired me up. I know that I can do this. I just have to be confident enough to push past my fear and put myself out there, okay? So if you, let's see, what do I want to say? A lot of you guys have said things like, I'm worried about selling. I'm worried about putting myself out there, okay? So here's what I normally see, okay? Here's the don't knows now. You're like, okay, I'm gaining confidence and it feels like Jen's really helping me to feel better about this. Here's now where you might come and you might find yourself, and here's where you might find a pocket of like, oh, I'm up against some fear and I don't know how to proceed forward, okay? You don't know how to craft your actual offer. Meaning, you know your unique intersection, you know what you want to solve, but you're like, I don't know what to put together, Jen. This is stressful, okay? Like, I don't know what elements to put in it. I don't know how to map out a course. I don't know how to map out an offer, okay? I don't know how to create something, okay? You might also find yourself worried about the selling. Well, now I have an idea of what I want to create. I know the price point generally, but I actually, I don't know how to sell, okay? I want a cohesive brand and I don't know how to create that. Along with this is technology is not your friend, meaning you have a massive learning curve of I don't actually know how to create images to post online. I don't know how to create good content. I don't have a website or a place to lead people. I don't know how to create a Facebook group or something to deliver the communication that I'm going to have with people alive or video-based learning, okay? I don't know how to, if you want to create an online course, I don't know how to actually use any of those platforms. So you have like a learning curve. What else am I going to say? So basically those are the number one reasons why people don't follow through. They're afraid of selling. They're afraid of putting themselves out there. They don't know how to craft their actual offer. Technology is not their friend. They don't know how to actually use it to create cohesion. Sometimes the talking points don't match up to the initial stuff, which hopefully you guys are checking against that, which is like, well, why should they care? Okay. And so this is where you might want somebody to walk hand in hand with you, okay? So surprisingly enough, which probably shouldn't be all that surprising, there are those of you here that I would like to work with so that you can get your first wins, okay? Which means that my goal for you is for you to create 5K within the next month, okay? I actually, when I was in my first beginning, when I was first moving to online, I had a coach that ran something similar. I don't think that she had a specific goal of 5K, but the investment to learn what she was teaching, which was essentially how to package your first middle range offer, which is basically what I'm telling you guys you should do, was 3K. And I was like, oh shit, right? How am I going to come up with that? And so my thing was knowing that that I had to basically hustle in order to be able to do this specific program. And so if you guys are like, I want my first 5K and I need somebody to lead me into and through this, my goal is to provide you with something that you're able to do this and have it turn around very quick and make a profit, okay? Because usually you're gonna be like, oh my God, am I gonna invest in myself? And you're gonna have that moment where you're like, I really should do this. Jen actually knows what the hell she's talking about. She's actually been doing it for a while. And there's a part of me that wants to really work with her, but like, I'm gonna have to spend money, all right? That's where you're gonna go in your head and you're like, oh my God. I actually do have a learning curve. I actually don't know how to use technology. I'm actually really worried about putting myself out there. I'm super worried about sales. I have no clue how to actually create my offer. And I think I want somebody to guide me in that. And you'll say, like, I think that Jen can do that, but oh my God, I'm going to have to spend money. And my thing that I'm trying to tell you is that if you spend money and you want to work with me, you're going to make that money back. And that's the goal, because it puts now fire under your butt and like, shit, I actually do have to make 5K and I actually do have to do what Jen says. And if I do what Jen says, then she told me that this is what's going to happen, okay? That I'm actually going to make 5K, okay? So some of you guys might be at that, like, you're like, oh my God, I resonate with this person and I think she can teach me. And you might be like, I'm a hell yeah, but also now I'm terrified because, I'm going to have to spend money. And I'm telling you, I have been in your shoes. And when I invested in myself, I made that money back and then some. I think I invested 3 and I ended up making 7 after I paid the 3, okay? So the moment that you invest in yourself, and you guys might be like, Jen's totally bullshitting because she just wants to make sales. And I'm really, really freaking not. I'm being dead serious with you guys. These are real numbers. I can literally tell you the coach that I paid to learn this, okay? If you want to know, message me. I'll tell you her name. She doesn't really do anything like this anymore. She does some weird type of certification thing that's like witchy. I don't know. Anyways, nonetheless, so I paid her 3 and I was like, oh my God, this is terrifying, because I knew I put that 3 on a credit card and I was like, oh no, this is big, this is risky. What if I can't make that? And so what I did was like, I went out there and hustled my ass off, okay? And I will tell you, the course that she put me through wasn't even that good. But I had enough fire under my butt because I had invested in myself and I had skin in the game. And if you guys can learn that as you go forward in business, you will have more and more skin in the game, and to not freak out, to actually know that like you can rely on yourself. And if you pick somebody who is a good coach and knows their shit, you will make your sales that you need to match that. So I'm telling you, if you invest, you're going to make 5K, but you're going to freak out a little bit. That's very, very normal, okay? But if you feel like I'm ready, I want to do business this year, I'm done playing small, and I really want to get a move on with my life, and I want my first win, you have to have some skin in the game. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. So if I tell you, if you invest $20 in my program, and I hate to put it this bluntly too, but this is truth because I've done it myself. There's a high chance that 20 of you guys sign up and you won't finish the program. I have courses that are roughly $50, roughly, $90, and people don't finish them. Okay. They don't finish them because there's no skin in the game, and it's not solving a problem. That's kind of how this works. Okay. So if you're somebody that you're ready to take yourself seriously this year, and you're ready to see your first 5K, and you're like, I want to do it in the next 30 days, and I'm actually willing to apply myself, and I'm actually willing to do what Jenn says, I can get you that first win and get your business off to a good start, to the point where you will have probably the next 2 years that you can ride this out with just organic market, okay? Before you even attract or even work in Facebook ads, or even, and everybody says that too, you'll see it out there. Learn how to do Facebook ads and learn how to do Instagram ads. You're not ready for that if you have not had your first little bit of wins. If you have not exhausted your organic market and you're moving on to that, first of all, why? Because you're gonna invest, I'm telling you guys, for a 50K launch that everybody's talking about, do you know how much of that goes to Facebook ads? Literally, take a guess. $25,000 on your average to have a 50K launch. To pay for market that is cold, okay? You guys have it in the bag right now, and I'm here to tell you, don't try to do high ticket. You're not ready for that. Exhaust your organic market until you're at your next step, and you got to start putting yourself out there. If you take nothing else away from this, that's what I want you to take away. Put yourself out there. You have it right now, a great setup to make your first bunch of sales, to get your confidence underway, okay? So awesome. I'm going to read comments really quick. I probably have more to say on that. And I get preachy because I care. I really care. And if somebody would have saved me, oh gosh, so much time, I would have been so grateful. I'm trying to save you guys time. I'm trying to save you time. I'm trying to save you money. I'm trying to tell you what not to do, because I have learned it by doing it. This is not me, especially with the high-end coaches. It kills me. It literally kills me. I'm like, how? I am telling you, I will walk hand in hand with you. I will literally grab your hand and you will say, Jenn, I'm really nervous about going on Facebook Live today. I'll be like, I am right here. This is what you're going to talk about. I'm in the comments. I'm with you. I'm right here. If I'm doing a business program with you, you have me. I am telling you exactly what to do every step of the way to get your first wins, to get you to 5K. I am not going to leave you behind, and I'm not just going to show up in a Facebook Live every once in a blue moon. Not going to do it. I'm going to be there with you because I know you need it. Because I needed it. And my coaches that I paid money, $3-4 grand to, did not do that for me. I was put in a group program where there was a boxer and the coach showed up every once in a while to record something. Not doing it, okay? Bianca said, what I've learned also is that the more I invest in myself, in my business, the easier it is to charge more for my services, because I've done the same for myself. So why not ask that from your prospective client? Absolutely, okay? Absolutely. And that's the thing that changes it. You invest in yourself, you start taking yourself seriously, people start taking you seriously too. And you start commanding more for your life. I mean, that is a huge mindset shift that, again, if I can bring you guys to that quicker, if you can get to that place where you will feel fear. I'm not going to say you won't. You will try to walk yourself out of it. I'm not saying that you won't. But what I'm saying is, if you can take yourself seriously and hold yourself to a higher standard of what you will stand for from yourself, things will change. Like, I don't enter my life casually the way that I used to, because I didn't know that my energy was going everywhere. I was basically walking around with a bag of water, popping holes in it, being out of integrity, saying, this is what I'm going to do and I wouldn't do it, and this is what I'm going to do and I wouldn't do it, and holes and holes and holes and holes and holes and holes and holes, and no follow through, okay? And I ended up with a drained bag. I ended up feeling stuck. I ended up feeling burned out. I ended up being like, I don't know what to do. And you know what it was? It was that I wasn't holding myself to a higher standard. I hold myself to a higher standard every day. And I know that through that, I'm able to change the world. And I won't expect any less for myself anymore. And I won't count myself out. I won't freaking do it. I will not have it. I will not have it, okay? I want to get you guys to that place. So if you are ready and you're ready to stop messing around and take yourself seriously and have your first win to get you that confidence to know, holy shit, I can actually do this, then let's work together. That's what I'm saying, okay? This is a good one. I had a friend that wanted me to join a coaching program. I later found out that she was going to get a discount. Oh God, this kills me. Off of me to join. After I said no, they all ghosted me, including my friend. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this. My friend right now is in a program for guys, actually. And the nonsense that is coming out of that affiliated group is very cult-like atmosphere. It's like terrifying that somebody is getting that much of a kickback that they don't care about the people anymore. They don't care about guiding the people. That's a lot of the coaching world, unfortunately. It's affiliated-based programs. I actually, in the very beginning of my crystal program, I was like, I think I want to do an affiliate. And then I just decided, I was like, you know what? This is not something I want. I'd rather just have people suggest it to their friend and then I have it organically. Because I didn't want to feel like people were like selling this thing to people that didn't need it just because it was benefiting them. That doesn't feel in alignment with me, okay? But that's a lot of the coaching world. So you will get that too, that there are actually coaches that they don't actually spend any time coaching themselves. What they do is they will go into Facebook groups, they will poach people, and then they will get to know them, and then they will get to know them enough to sell them the program that they are affiliated with, and then they ghost. So just like that, that is what they do for their whole, I'm not saying that you can't, be somebody that's an affiliate. I think you can do it with integrity though. And I think you creating a relationship with somebody to make a sale because you know you're going to make this amount of money when you don't actually even believe that that's a solution for a person and you're just using them is really dirty. And the thing is that dirty money catches up with people, okay? I was talking to my friend today about like people winning the lotto and why they all end up really, really cursed. And I think to myself, there's a really nasty energetic chain on that, an energetic footprint on that money. You know why? Because the energy that people are in when they're paying for that is that they're in pain and they need something to save them, and they think buying a lotto ticket and them potentially winning is going to save them. And then the person who ends up winning could be a perfectly nice human being, but like it's like cursed, like it's an energetic footprint. If you are in integrity and you're accepting money for something and it has ill intent, that will catch up with you. I'm just saying point blank, okay? So where do I want to leave you guys today? If you do everything that I have said for you to do in this program and you follow along with the workbooks, you're going to have a really good foundation, a foundation that I paid, I think it was actually $3,500 for this, okay? This is my experience on this basic marketing framework, and I paid $3,500 for something I already knew, which was really crappy because I learned this a long time ago. But I'm just saying that through this program, you guys have been literally gifted $3,500 of knowledge that you could end up going out there and paying this other coach for. This is basically all that I'm like, how in the hell? Anyways, nonetheless, okay? So if you do what I say, you're gonna have a good foundation, even if you don't know what you wanna offer your world yet, okay? If you want to craft what you want to offer with your thing that you have come to, with a human being, and for a human being to walk you hand in hand in the process of selling, crafting your offer, how to show up online, branding, and other things of that nature so that you can literally, and walking you hand in hand, getting you to that 5K mark in the next 30 to 45 days, reach out to me. if you're ready to take yourself seriously, and you will do the work. And I will hold you accountable to that if you say that's what you're going to do, because you need to start learning integrity now, okay? So if you are somebody that this is calling to you, but you're like, oh my God, I don't know how much this program's going to be, and I'm a little bit scared, reach out to me anyway, okay? Because I can walk you through that process too. I know what that feels like. I've been on the other end of it, believe me. And I know that feeling of like, oh my God, but what if I don't make it back? Okay, I get it. I totally understand. I can walk you through that too, okay? And know that I have your best intentions, your best interests, your best, like I really do genuinely believe that you guys, if you put yourself out there, can change the world. I cannot do it alone. I plan to do it the best way I know how, but I cannot do it alone. And I need more of you guys out there doing it and actually being compensated and seeing that you can do it and having the confidence. And when you have your first wins, you start to gain the confidence and you take yourself more seriously. So that's what I'm trying to do for my world right now. And trust me, it's not just this that I have that perspective with. I'm currently like trying to create conscious communities in my local environment and online, so that I can create basically a vortex of people who are being well compensated for the work that they're doing in the world, but are also massively interested and follow through in philanthropy, because I want that for this world very, very, very badly. And I know that you guys can feel that it's pretty dang serious, because I think that that's the way that the world's going to change. I want to be somebody along with a group of conscious humans that are wealth holders that pour money into things that this world needs so badly. The fact that people don't have clean drinking water is not okay with me. I don't take that lightly. The fact that there is bad energetic footprints on the land, I don't take that lightly. I am very serious when I talk about what I talk about. So if you're wanting to be a part of that and you want to do the thing you came here to do, reach out to me, because I'm very serious and I hope you are too. Okay? So, whoo, yeah. Okay. I hope you guys have learned a lot, and this video will be up for a while. I'm sure I'll put it on a page on my website as well. You guys already saw that page, so it'll be available to you guys. Last words of, leaving this with you guys. This sets you up for a good foundation. Show up, because the world's going to change if we show up. It can't change if you don't. If you keep hiding, the world doesn't change. Like, that's a pretty serious thing. And the thing that you came here for, which you guys remember, I'm not, like, light workers, we have this thing in common that we know we came here to do big things. And start taking that very seriously if you feel that way. Show up, okay? Okay, that's what I have for you guys, okay? So much love to you guys. Thank you guys for showing up here. If you showed up here, you should know that you already did the first step. So that's enough for you to say, you know what? I will show up in this process if I do work with Jenn, because you already did it. You guys are the same people that showed up the whole time to every single one. So just that too, okay? I love you guys. You guys are awesome. It's been a pleasure. I hope you've gotten something out of it, and I'll see you guys very soon, I'm sure, in something else that I'll bring you guys to learn. Okay, bye guys.